Hey, welcome back. My name is Sushant Sutish, and I'm your trainer for this Azure Administrator Associate AZ-104 examination course. In this lesson, we're going to learn about Azure Monitor, and we are entering a brand new module called Monitoring. And this is going to be the last module for this examination course. Let's have a quick look at what are the things we are going to learn on this video. We will start with different types of Azure Monitoring Service. What are the key capabilities of Azure Monitoring? And how can you use monitoring for data platform? We will touch base on log data, data types, and we will have a look at why Azure Advisor is such a cool service within Azure. And we will learn about activity log and how to query the activity log. While I'm explaining about each of these concepts, I will take you back and forth between Azure portal and the presentation so that it makes complete sense to you what I'm talking about. So without wasting any more time, let's get into it. Monitoring is the act of collecting and analyzing data to determine the performance, health, and the availability of your business application and the resources that it depends on. An effective monitoring strategy helps you understand the detailed operation of the components of your application. It also helps you increase your uptime by proactively notifying you of critical issues so that you can resolve them before they become problems. Azure includes multiple services that individually perform a specific role or task in this monitoring space. Together, these services deliver a comprehensive solution for collecting, analyzing, and acting on telemetry from your application and the Azure resources that support them. They can also work to monitor critical on-premises resources to provide a hybrid monitoring environment as well. Understanding the tools and data that are available is the first step in developing a complete monitoring strategy for your application. This diagram gives you a high-level view of Azure Monitor. At the center, you can see data stores for metrics and logs, which are the two fundamental types of data used by Azure Monitor. On the left are the sources of the monitoring data that populate these data stores. On the right are the different functions that Azure Monitor performs with this collected data such as analysis, alerting, and streaming to external services. So let's look at the key capabilities of the Azure Monitor. The first ability is to monitor and visualize metrics. So these metrics are numerical values available from Azure resources, helping you understand the health, operation, and performance of your system. The second capability is query and analyze logs. These logs are activity logs, diagnostic logs, and telemetry from monitoring solution. Analytics queries help with troubleshooting and visualizations. You can set up alerts and actions. These alerts notify you of any critical condition and potentially take automated corrective actions based on triggers from metrics or logs. All the data collected by Azure Monitor fits into one of two fundamental types, metrics or logs. Metrics are numerical values that describe some aspect of a system at a particular point in time. They are lightweight and capable of supporting near real-time scenarios. And logs contain different kinds of data organized into records with different sets of properties for each type. Telemetry such as events and traces are stored as logs in addition to performance data so that it can all be combined for analysis. For many Azure resources, the data collected by Azure Monitor is displayed on the overview page in the Azure portal. For example, virtual machines have several charts displaying performance metrics. You can click on any of these graphs to open the data in the Metric Explorer in the Azure portal, which allows you to chart the values of multiple metrics over time. You can view the chart interactively or pin them to the dashboard to view them with other visualizations. The log data collected by Azure Monitor is stored in log analytics, which include a rich query language to quickly retrieve, consolidate, and analyze collected data. You can create and test queries using log analytics page in the Azure portal, and then either directly analyze the data using these tools or save queries for use with the visualization or alert tools. Azure Monitor uses a version of Data Explorer query language that is suitable for a simple log queries but also include advanced functionalities such as aggregations, joins, and smart analytics. You can quickly learn the query language using multiple lessons. Particular guidance is provided to users who are already familiar with SQL and Splunk. Let's understand the different data types. Azure Monitor can collect data from a variety of sources. You can think of monitoring data for your application in tiers ranging from your application, any operating system, and services it relies on, down to the platform itself. So, what is application monitoring data? This is the data about the performance and functionality of the code you have written regardless of its platform. Guest OS monitoring data is the data about the operating system on which your application is running. This could be running in Azure, other cloud, or on premises. Azure Resource Monitoring data is all about data about the operation of an Azure resource. And Azure Subscription Monitoring data is about the operation and management of an Azure subscription, as well as data about the health and operation of Azure itself. And Azure Tenant Monitoring data it's all about the operation of the tenant level Azure services, such as Azure Active Directory. So as soon as you create an Azure subscription and start adding resources such as virtual machine and web apps, Azure Monitor starts collecting data, activity log records when resources are created or modified. Please note that Azure Monitor can collect log data from any REST client using Data Collector API. This allows you to create custom monitoring scenarios and extend monitoring to resources that don't expose telemetry through other sources. Let's learn about Azure Advisor. This is one of the coolest feature or a service which I love in Azure. So let me show you how to access Azure Advisor. I'm going to search for Advisor in the global search box and click on Advisor. So Advisor is a personalized cloud consultant that help you follow best practices to optimize your Azure deployments. It analyzes your resource configuration and usage telemetry and then recommends solutions that can help you improve the cost effectiveness, performance, high availability, and security of your Azure resources. The Advisor cost recommendation page helps you optimize and reduce your overall Azure spend by identifying idle and underutilized resources. You can select the recommendation action for the recommendation to implement the recommendation. Please note that Azure Advisor provides recommendations for virtual machines, availability sets, application gateways, app services, SQL servers, and Redis cache. Let's learn about Activity Log. The Azure Activity Log is a subscription log that provides insights into subscription level events that have occurred in Azure. This includes a range of data from Azure Resource Manager, operational data, to updates on the service health events. So let me show you how to access the Activity Log. I'm on my Azure portal. You can search for Activity Log here and select Activity Log. With the Activity Log, you can determine that what, who, and when for any write operations, which is put, post, and delete, taken on resources in your subscription. You can also understand the status of the operation and other relevant properties. Through Activity Logs, you can determine what operations were taken on the resource in your subscription, who started the operation, when the operation occurred, the status of the operation, the value of other properties that might have helped you in the research of the operation. Please note that the activity logs are kept for 90 days. You can query for any range of date as long as the starting date isn't more than 90 days. You can also retrieve events from your activity log using Azure Portal, CLI, PowerShell commandlets, and Azure Monitor REST API. So that concludes the first lesson from the module 11. In the next video, we're going to talk about Azure Alerts. So I will see you in the next one. Till then, take care.